Hi, my name is Dr. Bridghid McMonagle, and I own Lake Oswego Health Center. I've been in Lake Oswego since my residency that I did at NUNM, and I went to Bastyr University, graduated in 2005. I've been asked to talk about how I paid off my student loans and if I had any advice. I believe I paid off my loans, I graduated in 2005. I believe I paid off my loans in 2009 or 2010. I would say probably any financial planner would have told me not to do that, only because my student loan interest rate was, I think it was about 2.75. However, at that time, my goal was to be completely debt-free, which I was very close. So I paid off my student loans. It felt amazing just to have virtually no debt. I had a little bit left on my house and that was it. So that was great. As far as how I did that, I mean, I've never really been a big spender. I don't buy Coach purses, stuff like that. I'm assuming a lot of NDs in school aren't either. To me, I like the freedom of not owing money, not having interest on my credit cards. So I've always paid off my credit cards, even when I was in high school, college, whenever I started having those. So to me, it's just being able to have good credit, leverage, to be able to make better decisions later on by not having the debt. I know I've seen comments on Facebook groups and stuff about, you know, would you have gone to school if you knew then what you know now? And for me, it's absolutely. I can't imagine getting paid for something that I love to do so much, that we actually get paid to help people, and we're using, you know, what's in our brain and what our hands can do. And I think that's really amazing. So as far as advice, I would say, you know, someone gave me a tip a long time ago when I started my practice, and they said, hire people that are better than you at what you're hiring them for. That might sound obvious, but you know, my bookkeeper can be organized and do bookkeeping significantly better than I can. My office manager is way more organized than I am. And so we want to look for people who are really good at what they do. And I wish I would have found a really good attorney early on, and have worked with that attorney the whole time. It's really hard to bounce around with different attorneys. Someone who really knew my business, could guide me. Even back when I was in school, I wish I met up with some attorneys, and then some financial planners. So ask around at who might be good, not just the average financial planner, but someone who can really think outside the box, and look into what is the student loan debt that you're taking on? What are the current interest rates? How long would it take to pay that off? It's some basic math. You know, what would I need to make every year to pay that off? And then you can figure it out. So I know rates can be very fluctuating, can be high sometimes, which makes a big difference. I didn't take out additional loans as much as I could. I really minimized spending when I was in school. I didn't work a lot in school. I did a little bit of work study, but I know some people were able to bartender in school, and there's no way I could do that. So I think just minimizing expenses, doing the basic math, know what you're getting into. I met with several NDs before I went to school to figure out if that was the route I wanted to take, and they all love their job. And to me, that means a lot. If I'm going to be working however many hours a week, I want to go to work and love what I do. So you can figure it out. You can figure out how to be very successful as an ND. There are plenty of NDs that are extremely successful. And I think part of it is, if you haven't read that book, Strength Finder, it's figuring out what you're good at and doing that. So maybe it's not being a business owner. Maybe it is being an employee. Maybe it is doing research. Maybe it's teaching. And really trying to figure out what you're good at. And the way I did that is I went to a lot of seminars after school. I still do. I go to seminars. I teach seminars. I figured out what really drives me and what I feel really good at. And when you're doing that, patients feel that. That passion comes through. And that makes you very successful. So if you can figure out what you're good at, I think that the chips will fall where they're supposed to. And then a little planning by talking to a financial planner is I think, key. You know, I think everybody has different life circumstances. So I don't think there's going to be one piece of advice that works for everybody. But because I paid down my debt quickly, I was able to have excellent financial, excellent credit. It was over 1,000. I didn't even know that was possible. And that made it so that I could leverage myself and purchase the building that my clinic is in, which has several other tenants, which is a really good retirement plan. Hopefully that doesn't crash and burn with coronavirus stuff, but it's having less debt so that you can leverage yourself later too. And I would say the other thing I really did that probably helped me was, I just have a massively strong work ethic. I always have. And when I first set up shop, I was an independent contractor in another clinic that was busy. And so I was there every single day, Monday through Friday, all day. If I didn't have patients, at most I would be in the park across the street, reading research articles or something so people could add on last minute. So I was very available at the beginning. So I did that the first probably 2 to 3 years. And then I cut back and started working less and less. But I would say probably one of my biggest mistakes early in practice was trying to do everything myself. So I was trying to do my insurance billing. I was trying to do my bookkeeping. I was trying to do everything to keep costs down. And looking back, that cost me thousands and thousands of dollars because I would drop the ball on things. I wouldn't follow through. I wasn't naturally very organized. So I wish I would have had the wherewithal to maybe reach out to successful business owners, say, hey, can I get you a coffee? Can I get you lunch? Would you mind meeting up with me? And I've done that several times over the years, met with students for happy hour or grabbed a coffee and just brainstormed what worked for me. And it's going to be different for everybody. But in general, I think if you can just do some planning and figure out what is this going to cost you? Does this make sense for you to do? And then have a plan. And I think being an ND is probably one of the most amazing things I've done. I absolutely love it. I feel very, very fortunate to do what I love. And I hope there's some helpful tips in here. I'm happy to talk more about it in different details if that's helpful. But I just encourage you to do some planning and think it through. And hopefully you can pay off your debt and be very successful. So hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.